The Ribbon Print Company to the rescue. Is your print shifting when you're doing multiple prints? It's moving either to the top or the bottom of your ribbon? Here's how to fix that. Hi, I'm Sue and you are watching Ribbon Print Tales. This is the place to be to learn everything you need to know to use your ribbon printer easily, confidently, and profitably. One of the great things about your ribbon printer is that once you create a design, you can set it to print 20, 50, 200 times if you like, so that you can walk away and attend to other things. However, I have had customers call in and say, I can't do that. The ribbon starts to slide and the print doesn't continue to print down the center of the ribbon. Here's your fix. Have you ever wondered, why is my printing going off center when I print multiple ribbons? If that happens to you, there are several things for you to check. And the first thing I want you to know is it has nothing to do with either the software or the printer. It has to do with your consumables, so either the ribbon or the foil. So there are three things to check. The first thing is your ribbon. Are you using ribbon that's too slippery? We're finding recently that some double-faced satin ribbon slides a lot. I will tell you most of the time this is not the issue, but it is something to consider and something to check. We do recommend and suggest single-faced satin if you're looking at a satin ribbon. The other thing to check is the ribbon being obstructed. The ribbon needs to flow smoothly and straight into the printer. It can't get caught or encounter friction at any point along the path. Let me show you what I mean by that. Here we have ribbon placed inside the ribbon printer on the internal ribbon holder, and you can see that the stabilizer here where the arrow is pointing is not too tight against the ribbon, and it's also not too far away, allowing the ribbon to shift back and forth on the holder. Likewise, when it's flowing under the bottom ribbon guides, the guides are nicely snug up against the side of the ribbon, not too tight and also not too loose. When you're looking at the external ribbon holder, here you can see one snug up against the back of the printer. It's not obstructed in any way. There's nothing else around the ribbon that will cause it to interfere with the flow. And when it enters into the printer, it's placed over the internal ribbon holder, and we're using the stabilizer on the internal ribbon holder also as a guide. And then we get to the foil. This is most often the cause of misaligned print. We'll go into detail about what happens and how to prevent it right now. When you have a foil that's not properly aligned, these are the printing results you'll get. The foil is rolling unevenly from the bottom to the top core when printing. The foil should be aligned right here where this arrow is, but really at the edge of the foil so that you can see that it's pushed to the right some. This ribbon print was initially going down the center of the ribbon, and over multiple repeats of the design you can see that it's shifted and now it's not going down the center anymore. That is what happens when your foil isn't properly adhered and inserted into the printer correctly. Let's take a look at that foil that I pulled out of the machine that was giving me that bad print. The edges are uneven. You can see another example too. By way of comparison, what a foil should truly look like, the edges should be clean and flush. And here you see one picture of that, and another. You can clearly see the difference from the prior slide to this slide. So how do you overcome that situation? And the answer is with proper foil preparation. When you get a foil, what you want to do is tape the cut edge of the foil to the empty core with 2 pieces of Scotch tape. And you also want to make sure that everything is aligned properly so that the edges on both sides of the core are even when they're rolled. And here you can see it's even on this side, both top and bottom, and it's even on this side, both top and bottom. That will prevent the ribbon from being tugged either to the right or the left, resulting in misaligned print. A couple of other tips and tricks I want to share with you. The best thing that you can do, particularly if you're new to ribbon printing, is practice the foil setup and get comfortable with it. Don't wait until you have a job where you're stressed and you need to get things produced to make sure that you know how to load the foil. If you do have a foil that looks like that first one I showed you just a minute ago, where the ends weren't aligned, you can try tapping the ends a little bit and making the foil so that it's going to be flush. In other words, flat against the edges before you load it into the printer. If you find that one of your foils is just a total mess, just cut it down the middle and reapply to an empty core. The best thing really to do if you're printing on narrow ribbon is to use multi-adapter plates whenever possible. This will allow you to do multiple ribbons with only one pass of foil, thereby using your foil when it's the most tight. When you flip your foils over and over again, they get fatter and fatter because air gets in the middle of those layers, and that also can create the misalignment of the foil rolls. Finally, make sure that the cores are notched in properly into the foil carriage. Each empty foil core has 2 notches, and that needs to align perfectly within your printer so that it will print straight. Find a way that works best for you in terms of adhering the foil to the cores. I do it one way, and Laurie does it a totally different way. Practice makes almost perfect. And the reason I say almost is you will ultimately have one foil that for whatever reason, if you're going to flip it back and forth, it just is not going to print for you. At some point, you just have to put that one aside and go grab a new foil. This is the part of the training and experience that you get as an owner of a ribbon printer. And that is why you charge for your time and your knowledge. Even right here watching this video, you're taking time to be an expert in your ability to custom print ribbon. So do consider that when you're pricing your jobs. There's your solution. Happy printing, everybody, and have a great day. Bye-bye.